going on, y'all? I want to check out this video that's apparently detailing the nasty stuff that the quartering is allegedly doing. Let's take a look at it, see what's happening out here in these YouTube streets.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rick here. So over the years, I have covered a very wide range of topics, but one of the things that grinds my gears the most is situations where YouTube channels are being taken down unfairly. And within that certain topic, what makes it even worse is when content creators are weaponizing YouTube systems to silence other content creators because they were either criticizing them or making fun of them. And that is what is seemingly happening here between TheQuartering and Kino Casino. We are dealing with a situation where TheQuartering has espouted his power to take down people like Kino Casino if he so desires. And through his private and public meltdowns, well, a lot of people are blaming him for multiple channels being taken down.
That's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty. He's supposed to be someone who speaks for freedom, right? He's supposed to be able to crack some jokes, give commentary, roast somebody, whatever, right? Like, I don't watch these guys frequently because I just got put on to them. Y'all always let me know in the comments, so you gotta check them out. Hilarious. So I was like, okay, let me start checking it out. So I subbed to their streaming page, and before I could really get into the YouTube, all of this stuff happened. But from what I've seen, I didn't think that they were going too hard on him, right? If you're going to keep on feeding them and giving them stuff to roast or troll you about, bro, like, I don't know what you want anyone to say, right? You're not a victim. Especially the way that you talked about people. But this seems to be a common thing with TheQuartering.
Channels that were critical of him. The first being the Kino Casino Clips channel. If you look for this channel on YouTube, it is gone. It's been completely removed, and a lot of people are blaming TheQuartering. And because of his recent crash outs, a lot of people believe he might have a hand in this. In fact, a lot of people see him flexing his reach with YouTube and also posts seemingly gloating about the related bans as proof that he was at least wanting this result, while now also engaging in an apology tour where he's acting like the victim and that he has absolutely nothing to do with this, despite the fact there is a mountain of evidence suggesting otherwise. Now, to give you guys the full rundown of everything here, let's begin with TheQuartering's channel. Perhaps the only YouTuber who uses the term woke in their titles more than me. But jokes aside, this guy has been around for a while. He has over 2 million subs, and he is someone who has faced many controversies over the years. But one of his main critics is Kino Casino, which is two co-hosts here, PPP and Andy Worski, who have made fun of him and criticized him for a very wide range of topics, including some things that are more mundane, like they've made a lot of fun of his coffee company that is, by his own admission, by TheQuartering's own admission, in a lot of financial trouble, or at least it was at some point. And I mean, looking at it,
who was buying coffee from TheQuartering? Like, what about TheQuartering says, you know what? I definitely want to drink what he's drinking. Nah, I'm cool. I don't want no coffee from TheQuartering. You insane? How crazy that sounds?
They named it Coffee Brand Coffee. Like, this was destined to fail. I mean, it's like naming your dog Dog, or starting a smoothie company called Smoothie Brand Smoothie. Like, it's just completely generic and not that impressive. And also, if you want to spend your money on something online, why wouldn't you use it on the official Rev plushie that is now 155%?
Yo, good for you, man. Good for you that you got a plushie. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Get your money up.
Past couple of weeks, Kino Casino, mainly on Kick, has been making fun of TheQuartering, or Jeremy, right? They have been making a whole host of streams making fun of many different things. I'm not going to break down into every single thing they are making fun of him for, because a lot of them are allegations, and
they be getting them. They be in long streams too. That's like 7 hours. Yikes.
And it involves a lot of his personal life. They're accusing him of swinging and having a lot of embarrassing behavior, really bad financial decisions, even creeping on female employees of his over the years. There's a lot of stuff they are coming after him for. And
he's come off pretty creepy when it comes to that, for sure.
And apparently, the Quartering was not too happy about this. So on April 5th, he made this thread saying, if these clowns, referring to Kino Casino, keep going after my friends and family just because they don't like me, totally fine. I will, in fact, take everything they have and never apologize for it. Remember that line. I will take everything they have. Psycho weirdos are messaging my wife, calling her phone. People are harassing my friends. Roast me, fine. There used to be a line. I don't give a F what you say about me, but these psychos are harassing my family, my wife, and my friends. They have no rules, and starting today, neither do I. I never wanted to do any of this. I begged these guys to just chill and only make fun of me. They refused, and so now I have no choice. Now, of course, there's a lot of vagueness here, talking about taking everything from them and having no rules moving forward, and also having no choice in terms of how he's going to deal with the situation. As you can imagine, back on April 5th, the replies and quotes to this thread were absolutely bodying him. They were roasting him. This was a crash out. You can see like there's a lot of weird ways that he was typing. It looks like it was literally manic. It was just not a very good look for him. But then there was a situation. Right around that time, the Kino Casino Clips channel that is on YouTube, which is run by their editor, by the way, had a video flagged. And the Quartering is the person a lot of people are pointing to, given that previous thread. They are blaming him for this happening. Eventually, that video in particular would be reinstated. But during this time, there was a private interaction with the owner of Kiwi Farms, where the Quartering was discussing this situation. And he is talking about really how mad he is about how he's getting made fun of. And he's saying stuff like this: I can take their kick in YouTube, right? If I actually wanted to, they would be deplatformed outside of DLive in a week. So he's saying he has the power basically to take out every platform these guys are on. Then on April 5th,
that's intense, bro. And mind you, like, I'm not going to say I ever think that's okay, but I understand frustration if these people were like blatantly harassing you, going after you, like nonstop trying to like go into your personal life. I'm talking about like real life. Like, I'm showing up to your house, they stalking you. If it's on that type of time, I can understand the frustration, but roasting you, going off on information that you post, yeah, it's kind of weird.
Would continue by saying, I don't think it's crazy to expect two other grown men to understand that my wife, who is not an online person, to be left out of things. The more they push it, the more I want to be.
So stop talking about it online. Don't share nothing. Don't speak. Fam, I don't know why content creators won't just understand this. Like, it's not that hard. Don't talk about her online. Don't share her. Don't post it. Right? That's the way to get it not spoken about online. What? This is like basic knowledge at this point.
Become the villain they already accuse me of. If I actually wanted to get them banned, easy. I don't want that. I want their ridicule. It's funny and they are good at what they do. I don't think it's crazy to ask them to leave my wife out of it. Their YouTube channel is literally a walking TOS violation ran by a ban evader. So he is heavily implying on multiple levels that their channel could be taken away very easily. Now, a lot of people at this time only saw these public statements, but it was recently revealed that this private statement was also taking place during this time. So now let's look at one of the co-hosts, Andy Warski here, who had something to say about all of this. Well, he was not ban evading. Okay, this was the person that the courting was referring to as the ban evader. Now, at one point, Andy Warski's channel on YouTube was banned, but as you can see, back in August of 2025, his channel was unbanned with no videos left on it. It was basically just a placeholder channel at that point, but it was in fact unbanned. So at that point, he was no longer a ban evader, and there was no content to even report because the videos.
Yeah, so then what's the issue? Like, if he's not ban evading, I don't understand what the problem is. That's weird.
Had been removed, which will be very important moving forward in this video. But Warski would reply to these comments made by the Quartering saying, Quartering has admitted to flagging us. He is trying to get us banned on Kick for making fun of him. He claims I'm ban evading on YouTube, which I was unbanned earlier this year. The channel is ran by someone else. Also, you bring up your wife daily. Shut up.
Right.
Then we have this situation where the Quartering adds on saying first will be your YouTube, which is in violation of ban evasion, easy takedown. And next will be your Kick. I literally begged you to.
Somebody need to take his phone, bro. Take his phone. Like, what the hell, man? If you're inviting this kind of energy, you're causing people to know about all the nastiness that you're doing and to want to seek more information. Now they want to roast you. Like, get off of the internet. I'm barely on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter in so long, and when I do, I pay it no mind. I wave it off like a fart. Like, so if you try to reach me through Twitter, sorry about that. In fact, I'm not sorry. I don't care. I like to keep my personal life and internet content creation separately. I'm not going to be on here spilling my feelings all out to the public. I can't believe this. I'm going to do this. And this, nigga, nobody cares.
To be reasonable, I tried everything. You chose this. All I wanted was to let you guys dunk on me. All of their quote-unquote fans justifying making my wife live in terror. I hope you all support them financially, referring to Kino Casino, because it's your fault they are about to lose $100,000 a year. So he is saying that they are going to lose their channel on YouTube, the Clips channel, and it's...
He was keeping a lot of track of them, huh? He was keeping track of them like a motherfucker.
Going to be the fault of their fans for harassing his wife, I guess. But there's a major problem here, and what makes this extra scummy is that the Quartering is saying the co-hosts of Kino Casino are going to lose money by that channel going away on YouTube. But they're not the ones collecting the money. And I'm glad people were pointing this out. The channel in question on YouTube, the Clip channel, all of the revenue goes to their editor.
You wanted to come after our livelihood, but what Jared doesn't understand is that he's not actually attacked our livelihood. We didn't make any money from that channel. We never took a penny from that channel. All of the money from that channel went to our editor Flake because he has a family.
Yeah.
Because he has kids and a wife that he needs to take care of.
And he's living somewhere.
And we don't
he has
have
rent
that.
and all that stuff. And people were saying, we never said this before, but people were like, oh, he has to have a raise. Ash and I did not take a penny from that monetization.
And that's a lot of money right there. He was killing it. A raise. He don't need the raise. He is the raise. He could pay people his damn self if he wanted to. What? He could hire editors underneath him. Like, listen, we need to make more money. I'm going to hire an editor that can work on clips, but don't worry, I'm paying for it. You just get the ball rolling. In fact, I'm going to start a new channel. Y'all don't care. I'm going to start a shorts channel. Let's get this.
Our kick takes care of us. Flaked. You guys take care of us. So you support us. And so we said, awesome. You know what, Flaked? You made the decision to walk away from your job. You made the decision to go full time with us. We said all of it is for you.
So the quartering said this clip channel going down will harm the Kino Casino co-hosts financially, and it will be the fault of their fans for egging this whole situation on even more than I guess it already was. But now we know that the YouTube channel and the revenue was all going to an editor who is a family man, and I would assume relies on this financially. So he would be the one being hurt, not the co-host. So his threats to or his wishes to have this channel taken down is not going to impact these co-hosts in any sort of a direct way. It's going to affect their editor directly, who has nothing to do with this whatsoever. And Worski would quote a screenshot of TheQuartering, who not only mentioned the YouTube channel, but also mentioned their Kick channel. And he said, my YouTube is not banned, reminding them that he is not a ban evader at that moment. I announced I was unbanned. The link is here. So there is no violation at all. YouTube manually reviewed the video and put it back up, referring to the one that was previously taken down. And now you're going after Kick. Quartering is worse than the woke left. Stop drinking. And
yeah, if you're going to call them out, you can't be acting like them. Like if there was someone on the left that did this to another creator, he would be talking about it. TheQuartering would make like 15 videos about it. So yeah, I don't get that.
Of course, given the nature of everything going on and these endless tweets from TheQuartering, what do you think Kino Casino is going to do? They're going to farm it for content, like probably 90% of content creators in that situation would. They only continued with their coverage of TheQuartering and their roasts of him and their criticisms of him. Well, unfortunately, the clip channel right around that time went poof. It was taken down entirely on YouTube. And you can see the co-host here, PPP, saying, well, sure to his word, Quartering flagged down our entire clip channel for ban evasion. He really is the most pathetic worm you could possibly imagine. Free speech warrior, my behind, our channel is under attack. So then you have Andy Worski tagging Team YouTube and TheQuartering saying that he is threatening his unbanned, reviewed by a human channel, and our editor's channel, Kino Casino Clips. He false flagged us. His channel has millions of subs and used his power to silence us. We did not break TOS, and he threatened us. Please retweets. And at that moment, TheQuartering would make his final address of the situation. Spoiler alert, it will not be the final time. But he says, I will address this controversy, in quotes, as if it's not actually a controversy, saying, there have been a lot of folks having a lot of fun at my expense. It's been going on for like a year, and I never said anything about it until recently when they started inventing vile lies about my wife and my family, as well as me, of course.
Yeah.
Thing I forgot is, this is the internet, can't spend all day responding to every new insane claim. That's what they want. I've been doing this long enough to know better. I should have never even implied anything about taking their channel down. That's not okay. It's cringe. It's
yeah. Yeah. You could have just, lived your life. Could have just continued on whatever you was doing with your life, yeah. And not go back and forth.
Bad. It was me getting emotional. I guess it's harder to brush things off now that I'm in my mid 40s. Plain and simple, I got triggered when they moved on to insulting my wife, my marriage, and family. Now, of course, as someone who's married,
A grown man saying I got triggered is nuts. Grown man, mind you. Grown ass man. I got triggered. Word.
married myself, yes, people try to take shots at your wife or your family to try to get under your skin. And it might make you a bit triggered or angry, whatever. But that doesn't justify making threats, both private and public, to have the people doing this, to have their channels taken down or silenced in any sort of a way. But as you can see, he goes on and on talking about some of the things Kino Casino is making fun of him for, all the allegations revolving around his personal life and how this is making him very upset, and it's the reason he's crashing out on social media and yada, yada, yada. But a lot of people really weren't impressed by this statement. And a lot of people were saying, hey, you still made all these threats to deplatform people. You've been on YouTube for a very long time. You should know better than to do stuff like that. And one of the people to do that was Shoeonhead in the reply saying, threatening to deplatform a channel is like threatening to use a nuke in the world of the internet. Completely against the bro code. Every public figure is mocked and their personal lives gossiped about. I learn new lore about myself every day. Very relatable. But never threaten to destroy these people's lives. You need to apologize to the Casino Boys directly and just continue making content your fans want to see, which, by the way, great advice. But the quartering responds by saying, I know it was a moment of weakness. I never followed through. I just got in my feelings once they brought my wife in, who is not an internet person, no excuses, disengaging. So he's made a final statement and said he is disengaging from everything. Well, unfortunately, that will not be the end of it. So let's go back to Andy Worski, the co-host, who is being accused of being a ban evader. And again, when all of this, up until this point, was happening, his channel was live on YouTube. He was not in any way ban evading until now. Right around that moment, right after the Kino Casino clip channel was banned, his YouTube channel was banned as well. Wow. So the idea that the clip channel was banned for ban evasion wouldn't make any sense because this happened after the fact. But the timing of this is very, very suspicious.
Yeah, it's almost as if it's like connected. Yeah, come on, bro. Like a domino effect. That's pretty jacked up. Now you're getting the personal channel.
And you can see Worski here describing the situation. Let's just listen to some of his words.
Hey everyone, as you all probably seen, the Kino Casino clip channel was flagged down by the quartering. He's actually bragging about it right now by showing cards on his main Twitter page. And we weren't banned off of YouTube. We weren't ban evading. I was unbanned. I tweeted about this 3 days ago and I put the link. Well, someone just sent me a little tweet there and I checked the link. Not even terminated, just it's not appearing now. Okay, so he flagged or got this removed. Yes. My Andy Worski channel that was unbanned 6 months ago got that banned, and the Kino Casino clip channel, even though we were unbanned.
Wow.
Everyone, could you @team YouTube for us and let them know that this is ridiculous and that we are appealing this, obviously. We're going to be on Kick here.
Yeah, I hope so, because that's foul. That's super foul, fam. Not only were you not banned previously, you were unbanned. You got it all resolved. But then on top of that, you got one of the channels you didn't even own. And he got it banned, allegedly. Well, he said he had the power to get it banned. Like saying all that stuff, like I'm gonna get your channel banned and I'm gonna do this and do that. I got these kind of connections. And then once it happened, going, now hold up, guys. Maybe I shouldn't have said all of that. Maybe I went a little too far. I apologize. Nah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that, not even a little bit.
I'm actually a minute late from starting the show. So, yeah, guys, we'll see you all on Kick.
So adding fuel to the flames here, the guy who was disengaging, the guy who was giving his final say on the matter, the quartering here would make this post right at the same time this second channel went down, talking about having a delicious steak dinner and maybe the most epic card from Mr. He meant Mrs. TheQuartering F. And a lot of people are looking at the timing of this post, also the fact that we're looking at cards here, Keno Casino. A lot of people think this might be a reference and that he is essentially gloating about the situation, which is not working out too well. And you can see again, Shuan Head here tagging YouTube and Team YouTube, asking them to restore the channel belonging to Andy Worski, as well as the Keno Casino clip channel. And she is one of many, many people. I mean, I think the consensus is very clear on social media. Most people feel like their channels should be back. This is just one of many examples of that. But a lot of bigger content creators like her were weighing in on this situation. But then, as of a few hours ago today, the quartering has continued, saying if Keno Casino was wrongfully banned for ban evasion, I 100% think they should be restored. I effing hate their guts, but if it...
Okay. Now you trying to save yourself? Trying to save face? Like, guys, that's not what I meant. Okay, I'm hoping that we could come to a resolution. I don't think it should have ever happened. Like, nah. Why are you singing a different tune now?
It's a mistake. YouTube should fix it. I have already proven beyond all doubt I didn't do it, whether they want to believe it or not. Again, please stop stating as fact I had any...
You didn't, though. You showed some accounts that didn't have any reports, but then also it got leaked that you were sending out reports. Allegedly. And you didn't show all the accounts that you own, only like 3 or something. So yeah, nah, that just don't sound right, bro.
Anything to do with it. Yes, in a weak moment, I did threaten to report them, but as you can see, I never did. And this was supposedly his proof. He's going through his various interfaces here on YouTube. But for a lot of people, that doesn't really prove much because of his private and public crash outs. People in the replies pointing out his private conversations where he is very, very clearly, in many people's opinion, claiming he has the power to take out their Kick and YouTube channels. And then guess what happens? Multiple YouTube channels go down. Then you also have the public comments talking about the YouTube channel, which is clearly in a violation of ban evasion. And next will be their Kick, and that he had no choice but to do that. This is why people are not exactly believing it. And even showing his interface, even if that was...
Yo, it's crazy. Like, this all could have been avoided if, for one, he didn't come out here talking crazy. Even before that, stop putting your family out there on the internet. Anyone you care about should not be discussed in detail or shown to the internet. If I talk about people within my family, I use nothing besides what their title is. And if I'm going to put a name out there, I'll put a fake name. Right? Like, yeah, I'm not with that because I already know how the internet is. Quartering been here years before I even thought about becoming a YouTuber. So I don't understand how he's having this difficulty.
Showing no reports made by him, his private and public comments imply heavily he doesn't need to go through that route on his channel. he could contact someone and make it happen through a third party. That's why a lot of people have issue with what he's saying. Then you have people like Jeremy here, talking to Jeremy, saying the issue is that you publicly threatened to take someone else's channel down. Then you privately threatened to do it. Then it actually happened a few days later. Instead of taking direct responsibility for your own actions and behavior.
If I haven't played the Nasty song yet, like, I don't know why this should have been played, because come on, bro, that's too many coincidences.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
You continue to blame the internet. Effing hell, man. This is painful to watch. And this is one of the people who was actually trying to basically tell him to like cut it out and like take a chill pill and just like try to remedy the situation. But clearly the quartering is not listening, responding to that saying, the guy that reposts Kino Casino wants me to think he's here in good faith. Jeremy, you're a clown, man. You can see above that I did not flag them, and yet here you are saying apologize for what exactly? Completely ignoring the points that were made here, that it's not just about directly reporting on your own end. It's about implying privately and publicly that you have the power to get other people to do it for
Facts.
you. And one last thing that just popped up here, Yellowflesh coming out with this saying, talked with someone I know that also has some connections with YouTube and is trying to help. This is what he had to say. Just for your own peace of mind, I pinged one of our guys last night about the quartering drama. His estimation was based on the back end, is that the casino was taken down from a personal request because all of the user reports were deemed nonsense by the automated system all week, except a privacy claim that also failed to hold up to manual review. He's on the security side, but
that's the same thing I was saying, right? When this dude, the quarterman, started showing off his like reports, like, see guys, I never reported anything from these specific YouTube channels. I was like, bull crap. Just something that don't sit well with me. With you saying that you have these personal connections with someone at YouTube, you got a contact, but then saying, look, I never reported it. It wouldn't show. If you actually went through with, I'ma call so-and-so, if that was the case, it wouldn't show under any reports. So yeah, that didn't sit well with me from the beginning.
Did say this is almost certainly an off-platform point of contact, call, text, email that resulted in a manual channel deletion. If this is true, this dismantles anything the quartering is trying to say. And why would someone lie about this? And it also just fuels the narrative that everyone's been saying, is that it doesn't matter if you're showing your YouTube interface and saying, I didn't file any reports. Well, you didn't need to, according to your own.
Right. If you got the connects like that, you wouldn't have to have filed a report.
On private and public communications, you could have had someone else do it manually for you. And this conversation, if true, lines up perfectly with that narrative. The main takeaway for all this stuff has to do with censorship. The cardinal sin being with content creators is using the YouTube system to silence your critics or whoever's making fun of you. Using the system to take down their channels is the worst thing a YouTuber can do with the platform. It is very shameful. And at the very least, at the absolute very least, it seems like this was the results that the quartering wanted from day one here. For this entire crash out, he has made it very clear he thinks their channels should be taken down. They could be taken down. And that's exactly what happened. He got the results he wanted. And even if he was not directly involved, he was implying that he could do all of these things. So it is very suspicious that all of these things followed through in the order that they did over the past couple of days. And a lot of people believe that he had something to do with these channels being taken down, which again would be the cardinal sin of any content creator across any platform. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Shout outs to Rev. It's about to start playing another video. I ain't get up to that yet. But yeah, fam, I think TheQuartering's tripping. He built all of this himself, bro. There's so many simple things he could have done that just would have helped him avoid everything. But tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Share the video.